Somewhere, far back at the beginning of the world, a man stood at the head of a road that no one had ever walked. And he took the first step. This is Death Gods, Episode 9. The First to Die. A descent into the death lore of the ancient Hindus. The Vedic vision of a road that runs only one way, and the first man who ever walked it. Behind him, every living thing that had ever been still lived. He was the first to leave. And when he reached the dark at the end of that road, he understood the thing that no one before him had ever had to understand. That the road only runs one way, that there is no path back up it, and that someone now would have to be its king. He looked back once at the bright world he had come from, and then he turned and sat down in the dark and began to wait for the rest of us. Every people we have visited so far inherited their land of the dead already built. The hall was already standing. The river already ran. The queen was already on her throne when the first of their dead arrived. But this people told a stranger and a lonelier story. They said the underworld had to be discovered. That once there was death in the world, but no place for the dead to go because no one had ever gone yet. And someone had to be first. His name was Yama. In the oldest tellings, he is not a god at first. He is a man, the son of the sun, with a twin sister, Yami, at his side, and he is simply the first mortal who ever dies. Think about what that means. Everyone who has ever died since had the small, cold comfort of going where others had already gone. A road worn smooth by the feet of the dead. Yama had none of that. He walked out into a dark that had never held a single human soul, with no torch, no guide, no map, no god waiting to receive him, because the office of receiving the dead did not yet exist. He made the path by walking it. And his sister wept for him so hard and for so long that the gods had to invent night and the passage of days just to give her grief somewhere to rest. Because until the first death, there had been no yesterday to put the loss behind you. And here is the turn that should chill you. Because Yama was the first to find the country of the dead, and because the road back could not be walked, he could never leave it. He was trapped there, the first and loneliest exile, the one human being in all the dark. So the dead made him their king. Not a monster, not a devil. A man who went first into the worst place there is, and who could not come home, and who therefore became the lord of it. The king of the law, the green-skinned judge seated on a great black buffalo at the end of the southern road with a coil of rope in one hand. He is not cruel. That is what makes him terrible. He is fair. He is patient. He has done this longer than anyone, since before anyone, and he is waiting at the bottom of the only road you will ever walk that has no turning back. And he was once exactly what you are now. But Yama does not wait alone, and he does not wait for you to come to him by choice. When your allotted breaths run out, and this people believed your breaths were counted, an exact number set at your birth, dropping one by one like coins from a torn purse, Yama sends for you. The oldest hymns are very precise about how. He has servants, and the first of them you meet are not men and not gods. They are dogs. Two of them, brindled, broad of nose, born of the bitch of the gods, and each with 4 eyes. Picture that on a dark road, not the warm dog at your heart. 2 huge brindled hounds standing in the dust where the road bends down into the dark, and each of them watching you with 4 eyes that do not blink and do not look away, that see the front of you and the back of you and the inside of you all at once. They range out among the living, these two. They walk among us, picking, choosing. The old prayer that the dying were given is almost unbearable when you understand it. It is not a prayer to escape them. It is a prayer to hurry. Run past the 2 4-eyed dogs by the quickest way, the dying were told. Run quickly past them and go straight to the wise fathers who feast with Yama. Because the worst thing is not to be taken by the dogs. The worst thing is to be caught between. to miss the road, to be a thing the dogs have started and not finished, wandering the dark off the path, never arriving, never resting, with two four-eyed shapes always just behind you in the dust. So they herd you down. They do not maul, they conduct. They make sure you go down, and down the right road, and that you do not, under any circumstances, turn and try to climb back up toward the light, because that is the one direction the road does not allow. And when you have been brought all the way down, past the last bend, to the place where the dust ends, and the king sits on his black buffalo, the dogs sit too, one on each side of the road behind you. And now the way back is closed, and you understand that it was always going to come to this, from the first breath you ever drew, because someone had already counted them. And then comes the part that this people feared more than the dogs, more than the dark, more than the king himself. Because Yama does not have to ask you a single question. He already knows. At his side sits a scribe, a quiet figure with a long roll of palm leaf across his knees and a reed pen. And his name is the Hidden One, the Secret Keeper. Because his whole existence is that he has been writing about you, your entire life, without your knowledge. Every act, every cruelty you thought no one saw, every small mercy, every lie weighed exactly, every debt unpaid, set down in a hand you cannot read, in a book you have never seen, that was being written the whole time you imagined your life was private. And when you arrive, he does not interrogate you. He simply unrolls the ledger and reads it back to you. Your whole life, recited to your face by a stranger who was there for all of it. There is no defense, because there is no error. There was never a moment he was not writing. And then sentences passed, and it is not the clean ending you might pray for. It is measured. It is exact. For what the ledger holds, the soul is sent down into Naraka. And Naraka is not one pit, but many, a whole country of them, each built precisely for a kind of deed. There is a river you must cross to reach it that does not run with water. It runs with blood and filth and hot pus, and the things that float in it reach for you. There are cauldrons of boiling oil for the cruel. There is a forest where every leaf is a sword, and the wind moves the trees. There is a pit of the blind dark for those who put out the light in others. And the dead are held in these places not forever. This is the strange mercy and the strange horror of it both. But for a term, an exact term, as long as the ledger says, and not one breath longer, and not one breath less. Because here is the final thing this people believe, the thing underneath all of it. The hells are not the end. Nothing is the end. When your term in Naraka is served, you do not rest, and you are not erased, and you do not stay. The wheel turns. And it lifts you up out of the dark and sets you down again at the beginning of a new life, as something higher, or as something far, far lower, according to that same ledger, with no memory of the road, or the dogs, or the king, or the long sentence in the dark, so that you can walk the whole thing again, and again, and again. Yama does not get to free you. Yama only processes you, and sends you back into the line. The first man who ever died is still down there at the bottom of the road, where he has been since the beginning, doing the same patient work, because the line never ends. It is all of us. It always was. That is what this people understood about death. And it is the heaviest thing we have yet found, that the road of the dead was opened by a man, the first of us, who walked into the dark alone and could never come home, and became its king out of sheer endurance. That two four-eyed dogs walk among the living right now, counting, and will one day conduct you down a road you cannot reclimb. That a scribe you have never met has been writing your life down since you drew your first breath, and will read it back to you with no errors and no mercy, only arithmetic. And that even the hells have a far gate, not to freedom but back to the beginning, to do all of it over, forever, on a wheel that no one remembers climbing onto. You were not made to escape death here. You were made to repeat it, so count your breaths gently. Be kind where no one is watching, because someone always is, and he is writing it down. And do not, on the long road down, look back at the light. The dogs are right behind you, and the road only ever runs one way. But far to the west and the north, past the warm lands, out on the green, wet edge of the world where the sea swallows the sun, there was a people who did not picture death as a road, or a king, or a ledger. They pictured it as a woman. A woman who comes to the shallow crossing of a river before a battle and kneels there, washing the blood out of a man's armor and the war shirt off his back. And the man who sees her there, washing his own clothes in the red water, knows that by the next dawn he will be dead, and there is nothing on earth he can do about it. They believed she sometimes wore the shape of a crow and settled on the shoulder of the one already marked. And they believed that when she keened at your door in the dark, in the voice of a grieving woman, someone under your roof would not see the morning. Death Gods, Episode 10, The Washer at the Ford. Listen for her at the water.